Welcome back to Supreme Court's Gunnersville, Alabama. It's Monday. Drew DeArmond, ESPN 97.7 The Zone Radio here with you guys. Still pinch hitting for my great friend Bart Heisch. Talking some summer basketball. Basketball has changed a lot, evolved a lot, and it's huge now in the month of June for the state of Alabama and high school basketball. And we're honored to be joined by three special guests today. And we're going to talk some East Limestone Lady Indians basketball, and we're looking forward to that. Welcome, ladies. How are y'all?
Good. How are you?
And Coach, how are you? I know it's interesting, and we are here, of course, with East Limestone. And it's very interesting with Jessica Thompson going into her second season at the helm of the Indians. Now, with the process starting at the end of May, usually it's tryouts, and then in June you hit the ground running. And you're starting to put the foundation down for your squad. How has June gone for you so far, Coach?
So far we've done pretty well. This is only our second play date. We took the week Memorial Week off, so we've only had a few practices and kind of just went into playing. We only graduated 2 people last year and returned a lot of players, like 3 starters and a lot of people that came off the bench and really played a lot of minutes. So that foundation that you're kind of talking about is already there. We're just kind of trying to put in a few new sets, work on some tweaks. Obviously, we've not shooting the ball where we want to, not making some easy shots, but that's kind of part of summer. But it's more so summer is just kind of finding out what your kids are strong at, what they're naturally prone to do, so that way you can kind of adjust during the season and pull out the strengths of your team.
Well, how much more comfortable are you? I mean, obviously going into year 2, the players are more comfortable with you.
Mm-hmm.
You've got a lot of experience coming back. As you said, only 2 seniors departed. So, what is that outlook, and how does your squad? How do you think it's looking so far going into as the summer started?
Comparing last year to this year, as far as where we were in this time frame, we are leaps and bounds better. There's a few still small execution things that we really need to tweak up, but I think overall the trust. I mean, main thing is our players are trusting each other more. They're trusting me as a coach. Last year we went to play dates. I had like 1 or 2 practices, and we went straight into playing. They were, I was calling out their jersey numbers last year because I didn't even know their names.
Right.
So it was kind of a very quick transition. But as far as I think the trust is growing, as far as they know that I have their best interest at heart. The girls have really seen in themselves and this growth in this past year that we have a lot of potential to make some waves in 5A basketball, and I think that they're starting to trust each other and learn the fact of, okay, everybody has their own strengths and weaknesses, and I'm going to play to my strengths to help my team out as a whole.
Well, and that's huge. Trust is so big with the players and the coaches. And of course you're going into your second year, and then development is huge.
Yeah.
So how much development do you think has gone on as you had your first season last year, and then into the off season and through tryouts and early in the summer?
We've taken a lot of time. I don't think like in the past they've really worked on a lot of skills in the off season.
Right.
We have really been honing in on those skills. Shooting has been a big thing for us. We're naturally very quick, very athletic. We love to score on the move and transition, but there are going to be times, especially later in the playoffs, where we're going to have to be able to run sets and knock down some outside shots. So in the off season, literally for a month and a half, the only thing that we worked on was shooting and our footwork and shooting. So I think as the summer continues, as the fall continues, that is one thing that we're really primarily going to focus on.
Yeah, and there's no doubt about it. And we were joined by 2 of your student athletes. I'm assuming these are a couple of your leaders that you're counting on for this squad.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, first junior Taylor Farrar. Farah. I want to make sure I pronounce it right. I apologize for that. Taylor Farah Jr. and then senior, this is Nia Witherspoon.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you 2 ladies, how much more comfortable are you with Coach now in year 2?
It wasn't.
Go ahead.
It wasn't really hard to not get comfortable with her. I think after like our team had a little energy off, and Coach was quick to pick it up and know when something was wrong, and she's quick to change it differently. So I feel like it's not hard to actually get used to her or comfortable with her. She's very open with everything. You're able to go to her. But other than that, it wasn't in a concept of how comfortable we are with her. It was how comfortable the things she was making us do, because we never had to step out of our boundaries with anything with our prior coaches, but she makes us step out of everything.
Yeah, basically what she said. She basically touched every single thing. Yeah, she came over and we was a little nervous because we was like, oh my gosh, it's a new
She
coach.
was a little buff.
Yeah, she was like, it was like, it's a new coach. We gotta get on and stuff like that. So she put us in different things that we had to do that was differently, like lifting weights a lot. That was way different. We never got used to that. And it was all the running and stuff, all that running. Like, it was a lot of things that we had to flip over and change and get our mindset.
Well, and Taylor, for you also, how do you see your role changing? I mean, obviously now you're going into your junior season, and you did only lose 2 seniors, so you have experience returning on the squad. But for the East Limestone Lady Indians, what do you foresee as your role this year?
My role is to make sure I keep everybody's head up, even when they're down, and make sure that everything we got going on, everything we do it like we do it head on. Like, we just gotta get focused, and we gotta go to state. We gotta go to Birmingham, we gotta go to state. So we gotta focus more on practice. We gotta focus more on everything we do. Be serious, so we can get there.
And I asked this question last week a lot too. What do you consider your leadership style? I mean, as a senior, you're going to be a leader of this group. So what do you consider how do you lead?
Well, I'm just always, when it comes to other people, I always want to make sure their head is up. And like, I get down myself a lot, but one thing I hate is when other people are down on themselves because they're really good. Our players are extremely good. So when they get down on themselves, it gets to the team because they've had longer time being with each other. So when it comes to that type of thing, and they're all down on themselves, it's like one person and it's a domino effect. So I just make sure everyone else is up before I get up and everything, because I need them to be okay while we have a good game.
No doubt. And then Coach Thompson, I know at Nye as a senior, how many seniors do you have this year?
We have 2.
You say you still only have 2, so
Yes.
a relatively young squad.
Yes, absolutely.
No doubt. But what is, as far as for June and the rest of this month, I know you said this is only your second play date.
Mm-hmm.
What do you need to see out of your team for the rest of this month to improve?
So I think we're very comfortable with pressing. We're very comfortable in transition. We're very comfortable playing quick. In order for us, like we talked about, to advance in the playoffs, I mean, there's going to be people that are going to be able to match our athleticism the further we go. So we have really got to do a better job of execution, especially in the half-court set, because it's something that we're maybe not as comfortable with. Making the right reads, and that will come. It's just right now, we've only kind of put like 3 sets in on zone and man. So we don't really have a lot of adjustments we can go to. But, our main thing is throughout the season, we're going to have to be able to execute a little bit better.
Well, and I know at East Limestone they have good athletics there too. But when we asked this question also, do you have a lot of young ladies that play multiple sports, or are most of them just basketball?
The younger grades, we have people that play multiple sports, especially in our varsity team. There's not as many.
Okay.
But there are some that play both, and that kind of plays into a factor like you're talking about. Going in the summer, we had a few kids who are, we have one that's in our starting lineup, a few that play on the JV that are big softball players. So they finished their season and we had tryouts the next day. And we didn't really have a lot of time to talk about exactly what we wanted to do going into the summer season. But, when you're kind of coaching at a smaller school, you kind of run into that a little bit more. And I played multiple sports in high school, so I'm not against that. But it is a little bit more challenging, when you're moving from one season to the other. But we have a lot of time in the preseason. I don't think a lot of our kids play volleyball, so we'll have a majority of people with us to be able to really focus and put a lot of time in the preseason.
Because I was going to ask you, if you have a lot of multi-sport kids, a lot of times you won't see them after June until maybe practice starts, so you don't get a chance to work with them as much. So I was, as a coach, as that comes down the road, or even with your younger group, that I know another way high school basketball has changed is that, without a doubt, when I was at Huntsville High back in the mid-'90s, the freshmen in the JV was more on they worked on fundamentals and execution. It wasn't running the same systems. Now a lot of it is wanting to have that continuity when you get these young ladies.
We've kind of transitioned into a few new coaches this year. So our coach at the middle school level is already starting to put in what we run at the high school. So that way when they do get to me, we're not starting from ground zero. We're able to build off of the basic sets of what we already know. So that kind of is something, that's a little bit different. That kind of has changed a little bit, but that's something that we've started incorporating with the program. This being my second year. The first year I really didn't have time to do that. But this summer, you know, our middle school coach, she's here today watching us. We went and watched up our middle school. So it's kind of just 7 through 12, we're kind of all one big program. And that's, to me, to be successful at the high school level, especially not getting your kids as much as you would in a collegiate level. You know, to me, that's the key to success, is starting them early and getting them comfortable in things that your program wants to really focus on.
Well, and Coach, obviously, you know, for our viewers that may not be as familiar, you talked about 5A basketball. Has your area changed? What's the outlook on the season, the schedule, and everything?
Yeah, our area has changed. Last year we did advance out of area. We lost into the sub-regional game, but we had a pretty good season. You know, won 19 games, won our county.
Right.
You know, with a young squad. Our area did change. We have a 3-team area this year, so our area is going to be Ardmore and Madison Academy. You know, I mean, you don't want to like speak too early on things, but I really do feel like if we stay focused, if we stay committed and not get satisfied with the improvement that we've had so far, we have a chance to make some waves in 5A. And I believe that with my whole heart, that we have a good squad. They play well together. You know, they love each other as individuals, and that is huge, to really love the people that you're around. And I think our group, we love hanging out with each other. We love being around each other. We do a lot of stuff out of basketball, like team bonding things. And, you know, that to me, you could have a more talented team, but if you don't really love each other and if you're not really playing hard for each other, you know, that's where you can kind of find that separation, you know, in the off season. So, you know, like I said, I don't want to jinx us or predict anything too early, but, you know, I really feel like we're going to make some waves and some people are going to like know our name this year.
Well, we certainly are looking forward to it. It's been a pleasure and an honor to have you three on the show today. You know, Supreme Courts is a great facility. You can get a chance to see some great competition over here for the play dates. And good luck for the rest of June. Stay healthy, and we look forward into late October, early November, seeing some East Limestone Lady Indians basketball. Thank you three for joining us, and we appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.